What are you doing, Luce? Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is... God, what is today? The 18th? I believe it's the 18th. Monday, 2022. Yeah, it's the 18th. Alright. Oh my goodness, I had to think about that one for a second. But anyway, just a reminder for everybody, for hardcore members of... If you're one of the hardcore members, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. So I would encourage you all to join me then. If you are not a member, a hardcore member, you can go to my main page here on YouTube, hit the join button, become a hardcore member, and I do a live stream strictly for hardcore members every Monday. Alright, so I would look forward to seeing some new faces in there. That would be nice. Alright, let's get into this video. So you want to work with the railroads. You want to be a railroad man, right? So I want to talk about the conditions that these guys have been working under. Oh, so just so you know, that right for the moment, let's do this first. The strike has been averted for the moment. The president has, and this is what, okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of this in this video, because a lot of it it doesn't make sense. It does, but it doesn't, okay? So, the railroads, there has been a board brought in by the Biden administration to do negotiations, supposedly as a neutral party, which we know that is, we'll talk about, are they a neutral party or not. We'll kind of go over those things. But anyhow, so you have, they've come in and they're doing a 30-day cooling off period. Now, first of all, the railroad workers have been working with no new contract for 3 years. I want you to think about that to start with. So you've decided, I'm going to go work for the railroads, all right? So you start working for the railroads, and you will quickly understand why the turnover is so high in the railroads when a normal work week is 70 plus hours. Now, I'm going to repeat that, guys. In a day and age when people complain and piss and moan over working a 40-hour work week, routinely railroad workers are working 70 plus hours a week. Also, they are on call 24/7. So, what does that mean? That means you work for the railroads, you are on call. If they call you and say, you got to come in, you got to come in. All right? So what does that mean? How are you planning family events? How are you planning on going on and doing anything? How do you plan appointments, doctor's appointments? When you're on call 24 hours a day, you have your appointment set up for your colonoscopy. Nope, sorry, can't do it. You've been called into work. All right. Turnover is very, very high. Morale is very, very low. And in the meantime, since the pandemic has started, lo and behold, the railroad industry is making record profits. I'm going to show you the sky here, guys. I came out this way just because I wanted to show you we got more rain coming. All right. So the unions were the ones asking for this board to be set up to do negotiations. All right. The unions, I want you to remember that. All right. It was the unions that wanted the board set up. Now, let's talk about that for a second. 99.5% of the railroad workers that are part of the union said we need to strike. They absolutely need to strike, folks. They absolutely need to strike. If you have worked without a contract for 3 years, if you are not getting a pay raise in that 3-year period as inflation has gone crazy, you are forced to work 70 plus hours a week routinely. You are on call 24 hours a day. It is no surprise to me that the turnover is as high as it is. None whatsoever. That is insanity. Insanity. So, huge issues. A lot of issues with that, okay? So, with the government coming in and being the negotiator, do you think that they're basically going to side with the favor of the railroads, or will they go with the workers? Let's look at history on that one a little bit, right? I wonder who they're going to favor, which side they're going to favor. Obviously, big business is all wrapped up in the government, so you are going to definitely have a contract, if they come up with one, that is going to favor the rail lines, not the workers, the business. I'll tell you what, those guys, I would highly encourage them to strike, because that is insanity. There's no way that those type of things should be going on. Things have gotten absolutely out of control. Big business is getting more and more and more control. Could you imagine treating somebody like that? Treating somebody to say, well, you got to work 70 plus hours a week, that you're on call 24 hours a day, so I don't care what your personal life is going on. I don't care that somebody did this or something, this happened or that happened. Come to work. Think about that. How many people are going to put up with that? So, yeah, the turnover is ridiculously high. Hello, Miss Pandora. Oh, and there comes Miss Ella. Hi, baby. How's Daddy's girl? She's so funny. She is so funny. She's such a good dog. Such a good baby. Yes, you are. Yeah. Let's see what we got there. What do you got going? Hold on. Let's get that pulled down. Hold on. You got it. I can't. Oh, I'm trying to fix it. We'll get it later. Caesar's like, oh, what am I have to do? I'm going to come over and break up you ladies. He goes, what's going on? Hello, Caesar. There's a good boy. So the chickies are doing well, as you can see. So anyway, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think? I mean, it's just, I've given you the points, the talking points. I'm giving you my opinion. I think the workers should strike, and until they get a deal that is favorable to them, shut it all down. That's what I would do. These guys are making record profits while you guys continue to suffer. That you don't have a legitimate platform to do your complaints, to make a decent living. And some of you are going to say, well, they're working all these hours, they're probably doing okay. I don't want to be forced to work 70 plus hours a week. I will tell you right now, guys, voluntarily, I work 66 hours a week. I did it for 10 years. Believe me, it was more than enough. I was pretty burnt out after 10 years. And I had to change what I was doing because I could not continue to do that. I couldn't imagine doing 70 plus every week and then being on call 24 hours a day. When I had my one day off a week, which was always Sunday, don't even think about calling me and telling me to come in, because that was not going to happen. So, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But, yeah. Now I'm going to tell you what, and here's the other part of when I was working those hours. I liked where I worked. I liked working for the family that I was working with. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I hate this, I have to go to work. But you get tired of it. That grind gets very monotonous. And being a railroad worker is also a very dangerous job. So can you imagine being overtired, overstressed out, and trying to do that job at the same time? Not fun. So will there be a strike down the road? Like I said, they got the 30-day cooling off period, which kills me on that one. You had 3 years to cool off. Let's get something done. And the railroads delaying, that's all in their favor. They don't care. Like I said, they're making record profits. Why do they care? They don't care if the turnover's high. You get somebody else will come in there and do it. That's all. I'm telling you guys, it reminds me so much of nursing. It is amazing. CNAs, I'm going to give you an example of what happens with CNAs, okay? So, I'm going to give you, I worked for the county, Livingston County in New York, okay? So I worked in a facility, which will remain unnamed, and they would get the CNNs would come in there. Now see, they couldn't mandate us as nurses, all right? They were not allowed to mandate us as nurses, but I'll tell you what they did do with us as nurses. But the CNAs, they could mandate them. So what does that mean? You just got done with your nice 8-hour shift, you're ready to go home, and they come up to you and they say, nope, sorry, we're short-staffed, you have to stay. That's called mandation. And that happens a lot. Routinely, CNAs will do at least 2 mandated shifts a week, if not more. They'll ask for volunteers first, of course, and some people like the overtime, so they usually volunteer to come and do it, but they don't necessarily want to. And a lot of times they volunteer on a certain day because maybe they can get out of being mandated, because there's always like a rotation with a mandation. So the last person that was mandated goes to the bottom of the list, you know, and then they'll start all over again. Dealt with that when I worked as a CNA down south. They had what they called a red dot system. And the red dot system down there, you got the red dot twice a month in your schedule. And on that particular day, if they were short-staffed, you had to stay no matter what. No questions asked, no excuses, no nothing. So you knew when your red dot day was coming, you prepared accordingly, and you went from there. So it's just one of those things that you have to deal with as a CNA. So what they did with the county for us as nurses, and I was working night shift, if you had a nurse call off on that night shift, did that mean they got somebody else in there to fill that shift, to fill that other floor? No, of course not. What they did was all the other nurses in the unit, or the building on the other floors, would have to go over there for so many hours of your shift, taking away from your floor. And then if you were the ones doing the med pass in the morning, you and another nurse would actually have to go over to a strange floor that you don't normally work, pass the meds to residents on half the unit, and then continue to go back and do your own med pass on your own unit. And then of course they expected you to do all the paperwork and everything else that went along with that. Insanity. Again, insanity. But so these are the things that happen. So I mean, I feel for the you know, the rail workers. I absolutely do, because I know exactly what you guys are going through as far as mandation. I've never been on call 24 hours a day, so I'm very fortunate that way. So anyway, guys, I do want to hear your feedback on this. I'm going to jump off of here for now, get this up. Sorry for the lateness of the video going up. I've been a little bit busy today, taking care of some other things, taking care of business, topping off gas cans. Some gas cans needed to be filled, so those got done. I don't like not having things ready to go no matter what, so a few things had to be taken care of. All right, remember guys, we're all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know. Here comes the rain too. Guaranteed. Tell the people that you love every day how you feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Alright guys, I will see you later. I will have another video up for you later. Prepper Nurse 1.